Well, I don't know, I didn't even see that from there now. I didn't even see that Wednesday when I was here.
Oh, really?
Never even saw it.
Florida. Let me see that.
Yeah, sure it is.
I'm following you.
Right here. You should say that when you see it.
50.
That ain't bad.
That's
Oh,
good.
yeah.
And 25% off.
I bought one. I paid $30 for it to see it.
I remember that.
And it's pretty good for some other stuff.
You can look on
Got one stayed up where I just moved it out of the living room down to Sierra's.
You did?
She don't ever get moved out. We might as well die and just let her move in if we use it.
Just start taking things like that one little at a time.
But you know she picks up on it.
Well, of course. She's like, where'd this come from? My living room.
Yeah.
She really liked these cups. Welcome back to South Georgia Home. We've got a haul video for you finally today from an estate sale that I went to back January 19th. It was on a Friday. It was the third day of a 4-day estate sale. It was in Graceville. Saw Ashley there again. So Ashley, if you're watching, you know exactly what sale I'm talking about. It was a great estate sale. It was a huge house that kept going on. They had a pool house, an art studio, rooms off the garage, sheds off the garage. They even had boxes pulled out underneath the carports or garage, whatever it was. And those have been annihilated on the first 2 days. That was the seasonal stuff, Christmas, Easter, that kind of thing. Anyway, everything that I got, and I'm quite happy with it, everything that I got was $10. So, and I think it's a lot. But, and there's some things that I've never, ever picked up in an estate sale before that we're gonna look at. But a quick explanation, today is February 4th, and we hope to get this up tonight. My mother, that Friday, I had mentioned her before, she had gone to our local emergency room. They found that she had a mass in her colon, and undoubtedly it was causing an obstruction in her intestines and her digestive system. So she was getting worse. That Friday night, the decision was made. I took her down to Tallahassee Memorial Hospital, their emergency room. She went in. Long story short, that Friday night, she had to have her first surgery. They removed a third of her colon. Monday, they discovered that she was leaking and she was septic, so they had to take her in for emergency surgery to clean all that out. They left her open, put a wound vac on her, ventilator, ICU. They were gonna do the reconnective surgery on Wednesday. They had to push it back to Thursday because they found out her blood wasn't clotting like it was supposed to, so they had to push it back to Thursday. This was 6 days from her first surgery. So she had 3 surgeries in 6 days. She's 81 years old. So anyway, she, the day after the surgery, they weaned her off the ventilator. It was just small milestones. And she's still there, just to be clear, she's still there, but she is awake. She's off ventilator, been off the ventilator. She does have a feeding tube still in her nose. We've had a few scares. As a matter of fact, this is Sunday. This Friday, I had gone to Dothan. I had to get tires on my car and do the usual grocery shopping and chicken feed buying and all that. And I was on my way home and the doctor called and said, you may want to come to the hospital. We don't know. She's taking a turn. We don't know what's going to happen. You may want to get the family. We stayed that night. My husband and I spent the night. Everybody else went home. Saturday morning, she done a 180. She was completely different than she was the day before. The doctor came in and said, my God, you know, her breathing is better. Her heart rate is her blood pressure was increasing, which they needed it to. She's looking better. She's communicating better. So anyway, God is good. A lot of prayers, a lot of people that I worked with, family, friends, prayers. And she's a fighter. She's a tough old lady. But she has been in the hospital for 2 weeks, a little over 2 weeks. So this Friday was 2 weeks from her first surgery. Anyway, there's going to be a rehab facility in her future. As soon as we can get her maybe off the feeding tube, get her taking things by mouth, she'll have more options on the rehab facility. But that's been from the beginning because she is old, because she's been off her feet all this time. She's going to have a little help in getting stronger, and it's more help than what we could do at home in a safer environment, because she does have an ileostomy bag now. That can be reversed down the road if she wants to. That's just up to her. But anyway, we have to get her to a strength point where she can come home, and that's where the rehab facility comes in. Anyway, I put off making this haul because I just, quite frankly, didn't have the heart. You know, when you're worried about your mom and the rest of the family, and you're going back and forth, because we were taking it in shift work. You know, we were working when we could and spending the night there in the hospital when we could, and you know, just everything. So I wanted to do the haul on Friday, but then we got the call and we had to go down there, so I had to push it back. So today is Sunday. It's a rainy, cold, windy day. My husband has gone down to see his family. I have so much to do. I've got canning to do, this to do. I would really like to clean my house. We're far behind on a lot of stuff. So anyway, we're gonna do this haul. I think I told you I paid $10 for everything. If not, I paid $10 for everything I'm gonna have to show you. After the estate sale, I had to kind of stick around in Marianna because my husband was stuck at work, couldn't go anywhere. He said, can you bring me some lunch? So I had to kind of stick around for lunchtime to roll. So I went to a rehab thrift store. I mean, why not, right? I'm already there. If you're gonna waste time, it's a perfect place. So I went to the Restore, and then, I don't know, maybe I went to Walmart too. And then I went to have lunch with him. Either way, I was there 2 hours, I think, at this house. It was the house, pool house, art studio, and the sheds. I got one thing out of the shed and one thing out of the art studio, and then the rest of this came from the other 2 locations. And we'll just get to that. First thing, well, that wasn't the first thing I picked up, but the first thing I'm gonna show you is a disappointment. I bought it to resell. It's a bank. Little hut there, and his little stopper, his little squirrel with his nut. I call myself looking this over, but not very well. There's a chip on his ear. And then this, I don't know if this was already there. Looks like a fairly new break. It could have happened in transit because everything got stuffed in my bag. I was carrying stuff out there, and then I had my bag over my shoulder. So it could have gotten broken by me. I don't know. That would have been for sale. Now I don't know what we're gonna do. Full house. I thought it'd be great for Easter if I can get stuff updated or loaded for Easter. It's just a glass paperweight. It's a bunny rabbit. His nose is intact. His ears are intact. He's got a little rough spot on his tail. This side of his tail is a little rough. And then if I can show you, he's got a little divot right there out of his base. But you can't really see it. Once it's sitting down, I didn't even notice it until when I started to do the video. That's when I noticed that he had that. But he'll be for sale. In the kitchen, she had many collections. In the kitchen was one of them, and it was copper. And had I known I was going to get this at such a good price, I might have picked up 1 or 2 things, but I'm not that into all this copper, especially it's peachy copper. Now in the fall, I bought a chicken copper mold. It was used in fall decorating. And then this I saw on the wall, and I took it off the wall. It was $8. Listed as $8. Of course, everything was $10. But if you'd gone the first day, you'd probably had to pay $8 for it. So a little chicken, I couldn't leave it. A little chicken mold. This was on the a buffet in the dining room, in the formal dining room. They had a couple of dining rooms. It is a candle snuffer, brass. And you can see it is a honeybee on top of a honeycomb, or a hive, beehive. So you can make out the bee there and then the hive. This was marked at 4, but again, everything was 10. They had these in a couple of rooms. I've never bought one. I think I've seen them at an estate sale before, but I've never bought one. But this one, it was marked at 6. Of course, it was all in. And I thought even for $6, it was a good price. It's a perfume bottle. And I love it's the shell pattern on the dauber. It's thick glass, as you can see. This is, I think, pressed, and then it's got these cut frosted flowers in it. So it was a little unique. It was a little different than all the rest of them. Some of them were priced with $10 and a little more, and then this was around $6. It was filthy. Had to clean it when I came home. So I like that. I already know where this is going to go. I'll try to get a picture of that for you. Now, like I said, there was a pool house and an art studio. She was either an art teacher or a teacher who loved art. I don't know which. But she had these for whatever reason. I'm suspecting she used it for cutting like Play-Doh or molds or something. But in the art studio, there were drawers out of something, a desk, something. It was wooden drawers, and they were stacked on top of each other. And I saw one on the top drawer, and then I started looking for the rest. This one is the only one that has the ribs. It's a star. It's an old aluminum cookie cutter. These I don't think are as old as that one. I think they're a little newer version. We've got the angel. Got the reindeer. We've got a bell. We've got 2 Santas with a pack on his back. And we have 3 of these leaves. But this is the reason I think she used these for cutting out like Play-Doh or something. You can see in the red in the handle there. So she was using it for some kind of art project. So I think I made several passes through the house. Every time I went out to the pool shed or something, I come back to the house and walk a couple of times. And I picked up 4 books. I think I picked up a book on each pass. This book is called Beulah by Augusta J. Evans. My grandmother, my father's mother, whom I never met, she died when my dad was a baby. I believe her name was named Beulah. And then one of my mother's favorite hymns is Beulah Land. So, yeah. I couldn't find a copyright on this. There's the first page. Usually the copyright's on the other side. Oh, crap. But no, there's no copyright. However, it is inscribed Merry Xmas, Fred, from Carl and Molly, 1915. I didn't think Merry Xmas was that old of a saying, but I guess it is. 1915. So, of course, it was made sometime before 1915. This book is the Art Literature Readers, Book 3, Frances Elizabeth Shuter, whatever. If you remember going to school, when you were issued your books in the beginning of the school year, on the inside of the cover, you always had to write your name, issued to your name, and then you could see everybody it was issued to beforehand. Well, this one is copyrighted 1907. And on the inside, it says Texas book label, and it was given to Gladys Leslie, 1922. Issued to Gladys Leslie, 1922. I thought it was cute. This I liked for the cover, that cross-hatched, and of course the initials of the author. It's called The Big Fisherman. I believe it's Lloyd C. Douglas, and you can see old. You can decorate that any time of the year. It's blue and red, 1948. And then this one I really like. It'd be great for Christmas. I know Christmas just passed, but put it away till Christmas if you have a kid, which I don't, but I think it'd be just great to set up for Christmas, the night before Christmas. And it is illustrated by Leonard Weisgard or Weisgard, if he's German, I guess. And the reason I say German, look at doesn't this look like putz houses to you? It's great illustrations. You can see. Let's see here. Yeah, inside of it. It's nice papers. It does say copyrighted 1949, but this is a 1973 printing. Love it. So those were all the books. Now this, I have never bought these at an estate sale. I've never even seen them at all the estate sales I've been to. I've never seen one of these. This lady had 2 buckets of them. One in the living room, one in the dining room. I probably walked past these, I don't know how many times. They were sitting out there by a table with stuff in them. And I was off to the side and I just glanced over and looked and I saw this handle. A Bakelite or Lucite, not sure. I don't know if there's much of a difference. It looked like a fish to me. It still looks like a fish tail, but it's an umbrella. There's a tip. And right here, this one looks like it's not on this little thing because it's not on this end, but when you open it up, it's perfect. And we are superstitious around here. We don't open up umbrellas inside. I had to go outside to open it up soon after I bought it, just to make sure. And it does come open. It's this black check look, but I love that handle. And then this one, I thought this was flowers in this amber looking lucite, but I think it's just discoloration from the metal handle. And it's not a very big handle, as you can see. It's more of a nylon feel than the other one, just tan. There's a tip. It does work. And it's on this metal chain, and on this metal chain there is a chit, and it says MSH 1 Common Street, Dedham, Massachusetts. So there's that. I don't know if these will be for sale or if I want to keep them. Leaning towards the sale. But this I found in the pool house. I thought it'd be great for if you want to display plates or platters. If you don't, then I can put this in my, if I don't like the look of it, I can put it in my cabinet where my sheet pans are and kind of keep them straight, standing up. And maybe that's all of everything except the linen. Now, when I first walked into the house, this was the 3rd day of a 4-day sale. And I thought, well, it's gonna be picked over. There was one trunk that had some linens in it, really pretty pillowcases. But most of them in that first trunk, if you watch it, are stained. And then some that I found somewhere else, I can only find one of each, so I didn't get any. I should have probably picked up those one-ofs, but I didn't. This I've never bought at an estate sale either. And I have no idea what I'm gonna do with it. I have no idea why I bought it. I am not into tapestry. I mean, I like tapestry pillows, which you'll see, and I like the tapestry, but this is kind of like artwork tapestry, like you would frame and put on the wall. Again, I don't know why I picked it up. It was in a bedroom with linen on the bed, and I just thought it was cool. It's like George Washington's having a barbecue or something. It's pretty plain on the backside, but you can see the edges. This one's kind of finished off, and this one's not. So I don't know if this was something I don't know if this is something you do at home, really, or she bought it that way. There were others. That was one I picked up. I saw this on the floor in one of the rooms. It was a main room, and you would think it would be like a dining room, but it wasn't. It had a fireplace right in the middle of the room. So it was kind of divided just by that fireplace. They had a formal dining room and then a little bitty nook dining room off the other side of the kitchen. So I don't think this was a dining room, but anyway, it is Humpty Dumpty. Humpty Dumpty fell off a wall. As you can see, like the Revolution red coats. And it is really, really soft material. You see the back side of it. So you don't have the rubbery bits, so you probably have to get you something to go up under it to keep it from sliding on you. I don't know what I'll do with that. It still needs to be washed. None of this has been washed. It's been here waiting for me to do this haul. And now we get into the linens. And let's just start off with the inevitable doily. And again, yes, I lied to myself and said I didn't have one this shape, but I probably do. It needs to be washed. A lot of this needs to be washed by hand. Some of it can probably go in the delicate cycle of the washing machine. These, there were 3 of them that I saw. There could have been more. I was digging through a lot of stuff on a bed, but I found 3 of them. One of them had stains on it, so I didn't get it. I thought these were really, really pretty. I don't know that I want to keep them for Christmas. Maybe, you know, if my Christmas decorating goes this way next year, keep them. If not, they may go up for sale. They are perfect to me. Little hair, but they have their little holder. That's one. And this is the other one. They're in great shape. So again, don't know what'll happen to those. This, I don't know if I got this out of the pool house or if I got it out of the house somewhere. It's a little pillow. And again, a doily. But you can see it's not a very big pillow. A little bitty child's pillow. It does have a hole and a stain right here. And it has a stain or two on the front. So that needs to be washed probably by hand. And why not? If you're going to get into collection, why not do it big time? This is, of course, Christmas. Marine and grid check pattern. It has 2 pockets. And it is made for a woman who knows how to cook. A fluffy woman. So, whoever's used this has probably cooked a mini Christmas dinner. But anyway, that'll go up. It'll get washed and go up for Christmas. Let's see. And then this, I've never seen an all white apron. This had to be in someone who was a very competent cook. Or a child's apron. Now these are short tapes on this apron. So it might have been a child. But it's got those cute little pockets on it. With a little bit of rick-rack. I think that's how you say it. Along the edges and the pockets. It is somewhat stained a little bit, but not that badly. So an all white apron. You can go that and you can display that. I mean, these aprons that I'm showing you are for display. Like I said before, I need the full coverage. This one was out in the pool house. They had a trunk with more linen in it. I was looking at it and I walked off. Next to the trunk, there were tables with knickknacks and all set up on it. So I kind of walked off down the tables. And another lady came and went into the trunk and she started digging through it. And I heard her go, whoosh, you know, and I thought, it's funny because it's perfume to me. I love the smell of that old, you know, people will say it's not a very good smell, but it means this stuff is old. It's authentic. It's been stored all this time. Even the people who owned it probably haven't seen it in years, and now it's out for us. So this is the last apron. This is a cute little thick cotton apron. And the pockets to me seem to be somewhat slanted. And you can look at the detail they put on it. It's a little boy with that big hoop, you know, and they would take the stick and roll a hoop way back in the day. I'm not even old enough to remember that toy. But it is a nice one. It's got somewhat of a staining issue, but a good apron. It'll get washed and go in the display round. I've gotten several of them now. Between the kitchen and the pool house and the door to go out, and you'll know the kitchen because I wasn't going to film in there, except they had this really cool stove and all in the kitchen. It was stainless steel in the wall stove. Another lady said, I've seen those before, but I've never seen it in stainless steel. It was really interesting, so I started filming. But in between the kitchen door and the front door of that building, there was a 2-doored bookshelf, and it was closed. And I thought, you know, in the house, I saw people opening drawers and finding stuff. Why not open it up? For craps and giggles, let's just see what's in it. And I opened it, and very loudly, I said, oh, crap. And a lady walking by, and she starts laughing. But it was full. This is a dresser scarf. You could probably use this in the middle of your dining room table if you wanted. I'm just the kind of person, if I have a runner, I like it to fall off the edges. And so this would be a little short for me. I have that cabinet over there where I have my old pictures. A lot of people have dresses and clothes for their dolls that they change. I have dresser scarves that I change out on that cabinet, and this is going to be one of them. I think it's really, really pretty. It's in great shape, no stains, no holes, no rips. But it is a really pretty dresser scarf. And again, for your table, if I put a tablecloth on it, I like it to fall off the edges just a little bit. This one is a very nice lace tablecloth, but I don't know that it's going to be as long as I want it. I can always use it for something else, but it's a really nice tablecloth. It's that really sturdy material. Probably go in the wash and delicate cycle, but you can see the lace. I have a couple of these, 2, 3, 4, whatever now, and so this one was pretty enough. And I thought linens usually at this go kind of cheap, so why not take the chance? So the last thing that I got this out of the shed in the garage carport. They had work sheds with, he had, you know, stuff he used. And then their toy sheds were off that carport. And this was one of the things that they really pressed with this sale was all these collectible toys. I went in there and looked. I think I filmed some. They have more clocks in there too, but I didn't pick up any toys. I thought, I don't remember a lot of them from my childhood. We were poor, you know. Somebody gave you a stick and said, "Here, go play." But I thought if I see something that brings the warm and fuzzies, then I would buy it, but that didn't happen. So, but one thing I did find under those sheds out there, and I'm surprised it's as clean as it is this dust ruffle for a queen size bed. Let me see if I can get it in here for you. You can see all the eyelet lace, and it is in perfect condition. It is a queen, as I said. You see it there. And it is a Sears. We haven't had Sears in years. Sears Permapress. So I need to wash this, and I need to convince my husband to help me take that heavy mattress off our bed and change this out, because we have one already. I just need to change it. Anyway, so I picked this up just to use here in the house. I don't have a measuring cup that measures, what is this? Teaspoons, ounces, tablespoons, and milliliters. And it was, I don't know, 50 cents. If you can see it right here, 50 cents. Anchor, Hawking, or Anchor. I don't know if they use Hawking anymore. And you can buy these at Walmart, but 50 cents, not really. Not at Walmart. And then the first thing I picked up was this, and this will be for sale. It is a Indiana Glass Stars and Bars, I believe that's what it's called, fairy lamp. I have one of these in amber that's already for sale on eBay. This one I think I like more just because the clear makes it look really sparkly. I'm not a big fan of clear glass, but I think it just looks sparkly. But I like that. That'll be for sale. And then the last thing, I took this to the register and I said it's not priced. And she said all of our pillows are $2 except big and fluffy. Why this didn't qualify for big and fluffy, I don't know, but $2 for this one. I liked the picture. There's one doggy in front of the fire, and there's the other doggy. And it has this fringe. Same picture on the other side. So it is not zippable. It doesn't have a zipper where you can take it out, so it'll probably go in the dryer with those balls to keep it fluffy, to kill anything. But yeah, I like that. It'll probably go in my chair over there. So that was it for the haul. So thank you for watching South Georgia Home. It's been a minute to get this haul up just because everything went to pot after the estate sale. I enjoyed the estate sale. I was there for 2 hours. So, you know, it was a big place and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed rummaging around in old stuff. And I highly encourage you, if you're looking for a hobby, I'm not going to say it's a cheap one all the time, but it's a good hobby to have. And I hope I don't offend anybody and say, you know, if you want to send up a prayer for my mother, Linda, she could use them. We could use them. I do believe they work. I think that God's will and her stubbornness is has gotten her as far as she's come. So thank you for watching. I don't know when we're going to have another one up, but I do hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, subscribe, hit the like button, and leave a comment. We do like hearing from you. And we'll see you later.